Okay, guys. So we got our floor plan here, and we are going to try to make that into a 3D house. So I'm going to teach you today how to build up the walls and how to cut out the doors and cut out the windows for it. So let me go ahead and copy this like that because I don't want to destroy my original floor plan here. Now I am currently I am in 3D mode. I'm going to go over here to the zero layer. We're going to build this on the zero layer. And right here, I've got my polyline instead of the regular line. You can use the regular line tool, but it's a little bit more work. And I'm going to trace the outside walls here like this. And I'm also going to, well, first I'm going to offset this by 6 inches. So offset 6, space bar, and then like that. So now check it out. I got two solid lines representing the inner part and outer part of the wall, which we're going to extrude later. But first, let's mark the doors and windows. So regular line tool like this. And it doesn't matter how far you come off. So I'm going to just do 4 feet. And this is going to tell me where everything is later because these windows will disappear. And I'm marking the door. And then this window. And then again, line tool, let's bring it up this way. I'll just do 4 feet just so it's consistent. And going to quickly just mark that stuff off. Going to bring one over here. Just marking off everything. Okay, and the door and window on the back here also. So get all your doors and windows marked off. You'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. You don't have to do this. I'm doing this to make learning a little bit easier for you guys. I'm just gonna move this over so that you're not confused by the whole inner walls because we're not rendering the inside. We're doing an outside 3D view of the house. All right. So let's go ahead and shift our angle here. Now we're getting back into 3D stuff, which we've done before. And first, I'm going to extrude all of the walls up, the exterior wall. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a region. We're not going to see it because I'm at wireframe. So go to conceptual. And I'm going to go ahead and extrude this up. Doesn't matter how tall because this is going to be for subtracting. Now I'm doing the outer line like this. And I think you guys probably see where I'm getting at because you've done this before. I'm going to go ahead and make that into a region and extrude it. Now, this one here, we're going to extrude upwards by 10 feet because that's going to be the actual wall. So there it is. And now this is here because I have to slice out the inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. So there's our exterior walls all done. Now let's go ahead and cut out holes where the windows go. And then we're going to end the lesson right there because that's enough for one thing. Next lesson is going to be how to make windows and doors. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut out the holes. So let's do the front. So here's my elevation of the front right here. And we have our trim. We're going to use the trim to measure with. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this outer line right here. Bring it over to the house. So this is the size of the outside trim of the window. You don't have to do this, but this is my practice. I always make a copy in case I need to go back to it. And I'm going to go ahead and make this into a region. And then I'm going to extrude this. It doesn't matter how tall, as long as it's taller than it is wide, so that you can distinguish where things are. And you'll see in a second. So I'm just going to go with the 12 feet. Doesn't matter. It's got to be taller this way than it is this way and this way. All right, so now I've got to stand it up because it's going to be facing this way against the wall. So I'm going to rotate it. If I can get the right one. There we go. Rotate it so it's now facing the right way. And then we're going to place it in here. We're going to subtract. But here's a little trick. The window needs to float. The bottom of the window needs to float 3 feet off the ground. So I'm going to get the line tool. And I'm going to find the center right here and come straight down by 3 feet. And now what I'll do is I'll copy this whole thing, but look at where my base point is. It's at the bottom of that 3 foot line, which is centered. Now I'm going to go ahead. I need to turn the ortho off for a second. And now here's where that marker comes in. That's why I put the marker in. And now you could see, actually I can do the other window too while I've got this going. Now you could see I've got 2 solid objects crossing over where the window holes are going to be. It's called your rough opening, by the way. So now I'm going to go ahead and subtract. And now I have the holes. So now when I create my 3D windows, I'll be able to place them right in the holes. And I'll be able to use materials for the windows like wood, plastic, glass, things like that. So why don't we go ahead and cut out the door now. So again, I'm going to go by the trim. So I'm going to just get that for my measurement. Let's bring it over here. And once again, this is just what I like to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So in case I need it, I have it here. Wireframe stuff doesn't take up a lot of space. All right. Are there any other 6 foot? I don't think there's any other 6 foot windows, right? The rest of the windows are small, so I'll have to start those from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this block because I don't need that anymore either. Just so we're not completely cluttered. All right, let's make a door. Obviously, you can't make a region unless it's closed off, so we're going to go like this. Let's go ahead and make this into a region. Let's go ahead and extrude it more than we need. All right, we're going to go ahead and rotate it so that it's standing up the right way. And now doors go directly to the ground, so we don't need that 3 foot line. But when we grab it, let's grab it from the center here so that when we drop it on over here, it'll be lined up. All right, now let's cut this hole out. So it's just a regular command for doing that. And you can see you're starting to make a 3D house now. And we would go around and we would do all of the windows and the doors all the way around. And that's a step. And you're finished with it. All right, so with that all done, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye.